Hi guys, today I'm going to be reviewing The Chaos of Stars by Kiersten for you. So I originally bought this book in probably June because it had one of those little employee stickers at the bookstore. Oh, this is a good book, we recommend it. But when I started it, I only got through the first 20 pages and I was honestly pretty bored. At that time I was reading The Raven Boys and I just finished it and I just gotten The Dream Thieves, so I wasn't going to put myself through something that I thought was boring when I was reading my actual favorite series in the world. But I recently came back and saw this book and I picked it up last week and I was shocked. Apparently the first 20 pages are not at all indicative of how amazing this book was, so I felt compelled to review it because it was, for me, a really surprisingly good book, and I just didn't expect it to be as good as it was. So, The Chaos of the Stars, the premise of it is our main character, Isadora, is the daughter of Isis and Osiris, the Egyptian gods, but she is mortal. And for a while, she thought she was immortal, but once she learned that she was mortal, she kind of grew to really resent her parents and resent Egyptian mythology and culture and everything that she's been raised with because she doesn't feel like she's a part of it. So when her mother tells her that she's having a baby, Isadora is really, really upset, and she takes this opportunity to go and live with her brother in San Diego and kind of get away from her mother and from the Egyptian gods and all the crazy family drama that's going on all the time and how they never remember her because she's mortal. So she wants to go and live her own life and kind of start anew. So she goes to San Diego only to find that her mother is going to force her to work in a museum, and that museum is going to be getting in a new collection of priceless Egyptian artifacts. So Isadora finds that she really can't get away from it. But then at the museum, she meets this boy named Rai, as well as his other friends, and you could say that romance happens. But Isadora, she's really against romance at the beginning. She doesn't trust love because she felt so betrayed and hurt by her parents when she found out that she was mortal that she's not open to anyone else. So at first she's really dead set against Rai and any of his advances. But eventually, who knows? Rai, he's a very interesting character in his own right. He's kind of the mysterious poet type. He's always writing in a journal. I really liked him. I really loved him, actually. And he has a secret of his own, although you can kind of catch on to it. I caught on to it pretty early, but that doesn't take away from the book at all. Isadora kind of establishes her own life and her own social circle in San Diego, but she can't escape her crazy family or Egyptian mythology or culture. It's stuck with her. And she kind of has to come to terms with that and defeat this great evil that has kind of been stalking her the whole book through dreams of darkness where her mother is obliterated by this darkness in all of the dreams of her childhood memories. So she has to come to terms with her own culture and her own life and her place in this mythology that she before thought she had no right or purpose in because she was mortal and she was going to die. So she finds her place and she has to defeat this evil. And she even gets a nice boy out of it. So I really loved this book because it wasn't your typical mythology story. And I'm a huge fan of mythology stories. I read all mythology stories, even if they are meant for 12-year-olds. I will read them because there is a huge lack of it in young adult fiction. So this wasn't your typical one, though. It's not like Isadora has special powers because she's the children of gods and she has this quest and she has to save the world. No, she's your typical mortal girl, but she just has this soap opera of Egyptian gods as a family. And she is dealing with the same kind of issues as any normal teenager. She's got resentment for her parents. She doesn't understand them. She has a part-time job. She's adjusting to a new culture. She's making new friends, meeting a cute boy. But she has this backdrop of Egyptian culture, and that stays with you through the entire book. This mythology stays with you through the entire book. I really love how at the beginning of each chapter, there's kind of a little snippet of actual Egyptian mythology told by Isadora that really kind of grounds you into the setting of the Egyptian myths, and that's really nice. But beyond that, it's not overbearing. It's not your typical mythology book, and I love that. I really was a fresh take on it, so good job, Kiersten. Not only have you written a mythology book, you've written a really good, really new mythology book. Also, it's Egyptian mythology, and okay, I love Greek and Roman mythology, don't get me wrong, but it's been done. It's been done a lot, and a lot. And Egyptian mythology is my actual favorite mythology of all time. So I was extremely, extremely excited to find a really good book written in Egyptian mythology. And I really liked their portrayal of all the gods and goddesses. I thought they were really caricatured in a way, but I liked it. I thought it was fun. At the same time, Isis and Osiris were kind of really humanized as your typical, oh my god, mom, how could you ruin my life, parents like that. So I thought that was really fun. And also, I thought all the interactions and the romance story between Isadora and Rai were really well written. It was really well done. You could see them growing closer, and you were really rooting for them. I was really rooting for them. I love them, my little children. And you really wanted their relationship to go somewhere. You were just kind of screaming, Isadora, it's okay. He loves you. So it was really cute. I really, really enjoyed that. And I liked how there were some other influences from other cultures that you might see in this book. That was a lot of fun. It was kind of like, it was kind of obvious early on, but it was still like an kind of reveal. So overall, I would probably give this book 3.5 to 4 stars. It was really good. It was a really fun, easy read, well written as well, really well established, I would say well-rounded characters. I love Isadora. She's probably one of my favorite fictional characters now. She was a really emotionally strong and emotionally developing over the story, and she was really smart, and I loved her a lot. So, yeah, good characters, great premise. The whole Egyptian mythology and the way that it was done was amazing. And overall, sometimes the plot could be a little slow if you were looking for a more magical, mystical kind of plot. It's more of a coming to terms with culture, family issues, and kind of figuring out her life, but it has the backdrop of the magical plot. But I personally thought that was a fresh and nice take, but if you're looking for more of the magical plot, then that could get a little slow at times and maybe a little anticlimactic. But besides that, this was a really amazing book, and I would recommend it to anyone, especially if you're into mythology books, if you liked any of the Percy Jackson books, obviously, or the Kane Chronicles, because yes, Egypt, yes. I would really suggest you read this book. Good job, Kiersten White. You wrote a really good book here, and I was really surprised at how good it was and how much I loved it. So yeah, until next time.